Hello, I'm LuNEJuNE, and in today's video, I'll be doing a top 5 best decks that you can use in PvP random dice. I haven't done a top 5 video in quite some time, and I thought of bringing this back with a video like this. If you want to support me, you can hit the subscribe button and like the video if you've enjoyed. Currently, only around 25% of the people are subscribed that are watching my videos. Let's jump into the video. In our number 6 spot, we have Telephoonflow. How you play this deck is very simple. You basically play it like a slow and steady version of the Telephone deck. Typhoon is there to be your main DPS, and Teleport with the help from Flow is the win condition. Telephoonflow can threaten opponents in the early game with Flow and can easily beat decks with no splash damage in the later stage of the match. Although it's a pretty good and reliable deck, it isn't really useful in the Golden class due to solarlunar being extremely common and players just knowing how to counter teleport. But classes lower than Golden class like class 1 to 20, I'd say this is easily top tier and can beat most decks with ease. This deck can counter Speedtomic and Yin Yang variants and will die a helpless death by solarlunar variants. Since the Yin Yang nerf, there has been a drastic decrease in users playing Yin Yang in PvP. Royang is still somewhat common, but a new player that is currently in the rise is Hakyang. IX10 did not get a buff, but due to the current meta not supporting Royal enough, IX10 is starting to look like it's the new debuff meta. Currently, Royang can counter other Yin Yangs and solarlunar, and Hakyang can counter solarlunar and Scopo. I honestly think Hakyang is a bit better since Speedtomic and Scopo is a thing. With the help from Royal, Speedtomic and Scopo decks can easily get an ideal setup and will help them then disturb. Solarlunar Hack is like Solarlunar Royal, but with IX10 instead of Royal. Royal is just not a good win condition after its nerf and the ever decreasing players of Yin Yang. IX10 can counter all decks pretty much other than Yin Yang. Because the DPS of this deck is solar, you can constantly harass your opponent to wave 10 plus with hack debuff. This means it has a higher chance of hitting their important DPS dice and you will easily win after that. Though I do recommend this deck for experienced solarlunar players who can control SP and board since you have a chance to lose all DPS when you are sending IX. Solarlunar Shield / Blizzard with the Plasma Battlefield skin is also rising. The main reason is, it can just survive such a long game and can somewhat counter assassins and royals. I put these two in the same category since the gameplay is very similar. I would have put the shield on the list and not Blizzard if it didn't get its buff that it got recently. Shield is a bit better I'd say since it cramps them all up in one spot and also can counter Leon to some extent. This solarlunar variant's ultimate counter is Assassin and Scopo. There's really nothing much to say about these two decks. I might make a new guide on how to use these two later on, but if you're curious on how to use these and how I personally play the deck, you can check it out with the video on screen. Yes, the stall meta has returned. The Prince of PvP has returned once again with a huge buff to its name. I have a feeling that 111% intended to make Atomic Blizzard a thing again in PvP for some reason cause they buffed both Atomic and Blizzard. Coincidence? Might be. Anyway, this deck can easily survive wave 10 plus and sometimes can outlive most decks. The deck itself is very boring to play and to play against and is in general reliable. It can survive longer than all decks other than Solarlunar and Scopo. It really depends on the Solarlunar side. If they have a bunch of 7-pip Solars and Lunars, then you might not be able to survive that long. And our number 1 spot, aka the winner of this list, is obviously Scopo. This deck is just so strong in every way and can survive long periods of time. This can easily outlive both Solarlunar and Speedtomic. I have found new ways to play this deck, so I might make a guide on how to play, and this time it'll be more of an in-depth guide other than me panicking the whole time. Scopo has no counters except Hypersen, which I don't usually see anymore. Most of the time you can say, hey, I won. But if you're going against another Scopo, you might as well pay a little bit of attention. However, the drawback of Scopo is that it is class and crit dependent, so new players cannot play this deck. Generally, you would want at least a combo class 10, 9 works but 10 is reliable, and a crit over 1200%. Still, it's very fun to play and also has the highest win rate currently out of all decks. Thanks for watching this video. I will make separate live commentary guides to all the decks shown in this video to show how to play the deck. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.